Look at all the honey that's in here. It's loaded. That's what. You think they would have cleaned these out already? The bees would have. You know what I mean? They've been robbing this since the spring of the year, and you think, but there's a ton of honey in here. I bet you there's a swarm of bees over there in the hardware store too. I bet there's one over there.
I don't doubt that, because
You can see how old these fucking combs are.
start to you got a wax moth right up there.
Yeah, they go right through the other side. I'll just keep an eyeball on these. That's what I'm going to do. Right now we're going to do the video.
We're already doing a video.
How long have you been shooting it? How long have you been doing it?
About a minute and 10 seconds.
The wax worms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started when you first started doing, doing those.
Okay. I'll get them cleaned up.
I'll take a peek at the bottom box and see if they're working on it too.
I think they're down there. They're probably on the top up here, but we'll check it because I want to start from the bottom and work up anyway. Oh, and this is loaded with honey. This here, top box here. Probably got honey down here too.
Yeah, looks like you got some wax moths right there at the top of that frame. Well, they went to the top to do their damage first.
Look how clean this box is here, right? How clean this baby is.
Your entrance reducers underneath there.
Yeah. Okay, now that I checked this hive out, we're gonna tell you what I do here. I've been leaving these boxes since the fall, the dead outs, because I know there was a lot of honey in them when the bees croaked. And so the bees would rob them and come around, and it worked. And then what I do is, these are 5-frame nukes. And I use 10 frames total. And this is heavy with honey. There's a lot of honey in here. But the wax moths started to come in. But I'll take care of them. I'm going to go through all these and cut out all the, because I still want to bait these hives yet and catch more swarms.
Yeah, because we're just now in the middle of the swarm season.
Right. And these are my beetle traps. Do they know about this?
Yeah, but
They're my beetle traps. So I set it up like this, and lots of times I'll put an empty box on here and I'll stick sugar syrup on here while the bees are robbing. So if they clear honey, I'm still feeding them. In fact, this hive right here, I had down there at the other end of the yard, and I kept sugar syrup in here, plus I baited it, and I'll show you what I bait it with. Right here's my bait juice. And they kept coming and coming and coming, and I kept feeding them. And then they brought a swarm here last week. But I moved it from down there because I wanted away from my chickens and ducks. So I brought it up here. So now what I do is I would put an empty box on here. And a quart jar of syrup. Okay. And Lots of times I leave the hive crack like this so it's easy for the bees to get at. And when my beekeep, I put holes in the front too. It's easier for the bees to go in and out. Go over there and show them over there. And that's how, see, the bees work. Those holes, I just don't have the bottom open. So they work all the holes and the bees constantly come and go as they please. And when they're bringing the honey in, I'll have about 4 supers up here, like here. This one here now is all set for the season. That has the supers on it. And the bees are working like mad here, bringing in honey. And these are supers up here. And there's an excluder here. So the queen only has 10 frames of lay-in. This hive will get so powerful that in another month or so, I'm going to have to split it and make another hive out of it, because the bees, they love to work up and down like in the wild, like a chimney. And I find my bees really are productive when I run them up and down like this. And then they fill 5 frames faster than they do 10. So I can pull honey anytime I want and put another box on there. Sometimes my hives are like this high. I have to put stones, cinder blocks on the end so they don't topple over. And I got pictures from last year, they were like this, up in the air. I had like 5 boxes on there. And it makes them like a chimney and a little tipsy. You gotta be careful, so I put big cinder blocks on both sides to stop them from falling over. Now, this here was an empty hive box. And a big swarm came 2 days ago and landed in here, and it's a big one. They filled this whole hive up, and I'm feeding them. Here, look. This is an empty shell here, and I'm feeding them sugar syrup right now. And they'll empty that bottle by tomorrow. It'll be bone dry. And what I'll do is I'll keep feeding them until I notice they don't want it anymore. Then I know that they got plenty downstairs, and they're bringing in their own. And then I'll put the supers on for them to make me honey. So now what I do is, after I put this hive together like this and clean it up, these here have to be cleaned, and I just left them alone because they're coming in here robbing it. Here's my juice. My juice is made out of Honeybee Healthy and lemongrass oil I put in here, and it's sugar syrup. And they love to smell this stuff here. And then I go in here like this and I squirt the hole like this, and I squirt the entrance, and I squirt up here, and I do that like once a week. And these bees keep coming around and keep robbing it. Now I'll take some of these hives and I'll put syrup on them. If I notice that they're gonna really go in a hive and work it, because a lot of these have a lot of honey in yet. Okay. That's how I set up and catch my bees if the swarms come. So far I had 5 swarms come this year.
And just got a call before we started this video about one moving in at another
Bee yard I have. A guy just called me, the guy that I keep it over his house, and he says the whole hive is just covered with bees. He said they just must have moved in. He said the whole hive's just covered with bees. So I got another swarm over there that I baited.
And I do this the hard way. I go out and hang traps on trees and drive around all over the place checking them, and he just baits old hives that he's got dead outs in, and they come to him. Shows you the difference between a younger beekeeper and somebody that's been at it for the majority of his life. All right, guys, thanks for watching. You guys have been asking for more from Fred. You got it.